Okay, welcome back to my channel. My name is Sarah, and this video is going to be all the books that I did not read for my Pokemon TBR game that I started last year. So that is all the books I didn't read in, July, September, November, December. So yeah, I must have done really good in August. Look at me go. And then I didn't have anything going on in October. I didn't play my game in October. So yes, let's see if we can get this video going while I still have some natural lighting. But yeah, okay. So unread books from my 2023 Pokemon TBR. And these are all the books that I said I was going to read for my Pokemon TBR game that I did not read. So let's get to it. And I think I'm going to start with December and then work my way back to July of last year. So the first book is Percy Jackson. This is book 3, which is The Titan's Curse. And I did just finish this a couple days ago. So I put it on here because it's on the list I made a few days ago or like a week ago. And then I did end up finishing it like just a couple days ago. So this was one of them. And I did end up finishing it just now when I was supposed to. So book 1. Next, December, I said I was going to read A Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes by Suzanne Collins, and this is the prequel to the Hunger Games trilogy, if you have been living under a rock. But I did start it. I am on page 62, so very little has been read from this book, but I do want to finish it. I did go see the movie and I actually did enjoy the movie, so I do want to finish the book, even though I've heard that a lot of people prefer the movie over the book because the book can be really slow, but we will see. And I don't do well with slow books, so yeah. Next in December, I said I was going to read book 2 to Things Not Seen by Andrew Clements, which is Things Hoped For. And this is a middle grade that follows a boy who wakes up one day and he's invisible and he befriends a blind girl. And it was, really heartwarming. A lot of talk about, disabilities and representation and stuff like that. And for a middle grade, I think it did really well, but I need to read book 2. When this was one of my favorite middle grades back when I was a middle schooler, I didn't know there was more. So I've read this book multiple times throughout my life, but I never knew there was more. I think it's technically a trilogy. So me reading book 2 will be the first time I'm reading book 2, but I really do like Things Not Seen. If you have a middle grader at home, this is a great series or book because I haven't read the rest of the series, but I think it could easily be a standalone. So, need to read book 2. And then the last book for December, I did not do good in December. December, I was doing a lot of traveling for like family and the holidays and stuff like that. So I didn't get a lot of reading done, even though I meant to. So that is A Dance with the Fae Prince by Elise Kova. And this is a standalone that follows the Married to Magic novels. So yeah, from what I can tell, it's about this woman who has been dreaming of a better life. And so she is married off to the Fae Prince, and something about him really attracts her, and everything she says that she doesn't want to fall in love, but I guess he makes it very difficult for that. But I don't know much more about this book, but I really do want to continue on with the Married to Magic series. So this is the next one. I am going in order, even though I've been told they're technically standalones, but I'm a creature of habit. I'm going in order. And then in November, there were 2 books. The first one being a reread of Shiver by Maggie Stiefvater. I don't think I've ever finished this series. I've read Shiver multiple times, but for some reason the story itself doesn't really stick with me, and then I never go on. But this year I really do want to restart and actually finish Shiver. And this follows a girl who, when she was younger, she was bitten by a wolf, she lived and all of that, and then fast forward to her in high school, she meets the wolf again or something like that, or it's a boy, it's a werewolf, and that connection, and there's some other connection with her being bitten in the past, so on and so forth. But I remember liking it, but I never finished it, and I couldn't tell you why. The second one from November that I didn't read is Reign of Shadows by Sophie Jordan. I don't remember what this is about. 17 years ago, an eclipse cloaked the kingdom of Relhook in perpetual darkness, and in the chaos, an evil chancellor murdered the king and queen and seized their throne. Luna, the king's lost princess, has been locked away in a tower in the cursed Black Woods ever since. So that's all I really need to know. It sounds interesting, and I don't know if this is a series or what. I have no idea. But I did want to read it back in November and just didn't get to it. So there's that one. Then in September, there were also two. The first one being She Who Became the Sun, and this is a book that has gone around booktube quite a bit, so I won't go too much into it, but it was for Princess Castle Library's her book club, and I just didn't get to it even when I really, really wanted to, so I had to return that to the library. I may just buy the book because I hear really great things about it. I couldn't tell you exactly what it's about besides like fated siblings. One is destined for greatness and one is not. And I think it follows the sister who is not destined for greatness or something like that. I don't know. I think it's like to do with war, and I think it's some sort of Chinese inspired something or another. So the second one is Between the Water and Woods, and this is by Simone Snaith and illustrated by Sarah-ndipity. Illustrated. I don't see any illustrations besides the cover, but good for them for putting the artist's name on the cover. But this follows something about woods and then going across the river, if I'm not mistaken. Emmeline's quiet village has a few important rules. Don't look at the shadows, don't cross the river, and don't enter the forest. When her little brother breaks all three, she is forced to use her family's forbidden magic to rescue him from the dark things he awakens. So yeah, I love the cover. It was definitely a cover buy when I bought it, but this is another one that I said I was going to get to and just didn't, but it sounds interesting. If you've read this one, please let me know. I need to know more. Someone tell me to just read this book. And then in July, I said I was going to read Sparrow. I feel like I've told my channel I was going to read this book at least a half a dozen times, at least. But this follows a girl who was like found on the roof of her school, I think, and then some sort of miscommunication or misunderstanding led to everyone thinking that she was trying to commit suicide. But I think it has some things to do with music and just this girl that doesn't seem to fit in. And that's all I really know about it, but I need to get to it just so I can stop telling everyone I'm gonna get to it. That's it. That's end of the story there. And then last one for this video and for the second one for July is actually a series I'm going to be restarting, but I said I was going to read Broken Web by Lori M. Lee, but I think I've decided I want to reread Forest of Souls before I read Broken Web. So I've actually moved this on my spreadsheet of series I'm currently in the middle of to a different tab where it's series I want to restart. So I didn't read Broken Web, and I think that's okay because I think I do want to restart it and read Forest of Souls again because I remember really liking it and the story being really interesting, but yeah, I just didn't. Here is a pile of books. Just take one off because that's a series, but there were a total of 10, but then I did finish Percy Jackson, The Titan's Curse, so it's actually 9 now that I didn't read for my Pokemon TBR last year. I'm going to try to do a little bit better this year. So far, January 2024, I am doing really good. I only have one more book to finish, and then I'm just good to go. So yeah, please like, comment, and subscribe down below if you haven't already, and tell me if I need to read or prioritize any of these books in this list. And yes, thank you for watching. Bye.